we're going to go right into Eric Brown, who's going to be doing our Keep It Fit session. And Eric Brown is the CEO of Get Fit with E Fitness. And we are so excited that you are here with us. He is definitely a friend and a brother who love to work with young people. And he's just a fitness guru. I think I think that is his house, so you can see his house. Okay, when COVID came, the pandemic came, it didn't phase him one bit because he already had it all in his house. So at this time, let's turn it over to my friend and brother Eric Brown.
All right, is my audio okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you for allowing me to take part in this endeavor. It's certainly a good event and it's needed. So I'm just going to go over some basic body weight exercises, more so a home exercise. As you can see, I kind of turned my garage into a little mini gym. Once the gym shut down, I kind of bought piece by piece. But so according to what you're trying to do, what your goals are, that will determine if you're going to spend money or just do basic body weight things, push-ups and things like that. But as long as you use some kind of resistance, you can see some results, and results only come from consistency. So resistance can be either big weights, it could be your body weight, it can be, they have these TRX things that are good, they have resistance bands, and a lot of these things that you can buy, you can put over your doorposts. Like I have hooks all over my garage. I got about 10 hooks. I got a pull-up bar because I'm in the garage, but they have what's called the iron gym you can put over any doorway to do pull-ups and things like that. So we're gonna go over just some basic exercises to do at home according to what your goals are. You could do a workout between 15 minutes. You could do an hour workout. You can do 3 sets or something. You could do 10 sets. You could do long rest periods. You could do no rest periods. So it depends on what your goals are, what your time frame that you're working with, what equipment you have available. There's also a lot of great apps that you can use. One great app is called Fitbod, Fit F-I-T bod, B-O-D, all one word, Fitbod. If you download that app, you can put in what equipment you have access to, and they can show you exercises, and they have timers and things like that. It's a tremendous app. Most of it is free. They have a premium as well. But there's a lot of different information out there just to stay in shape, because for the most part, none of us are going to compete in the Mr. Olympia, so you don't have to go too crazy. But you do want to be fit, especially when fall is coming. You put a nice sweater on. You want your shoulders to be a little bit broad. You want your waist to be a little bit narrow. So you want to have some type of fitness in your daily routine. So we're going to start with the most basic home workout thing that you can do is a basic push-up. So we're going to go right into a push-up. So push-up is just a basic old school arms down. You don't want your arms too far ahead of you. It don't have to be too wide. You want your hands pretty much directly in line with your shoulders. And that way, all the weight, all your body weight is supported properly. And you don't want to go too fast. A nice smooth push-up. You don't want to be one of these guys. So just nice smooth push-ups. You want to allow the weight to come down, and you want to press it up. Feel the weight down, press it up. You don't want to just drop down, and that way you can feel the tension in your chest throughout the move. Now, before we get started, I started with the push-up. Now, the push-up is a basic move. We want to understand what muscles you're working. You have your push muscles. Your push muscles are your chest, your shoulders, and your triceps. Your pull muscles would be your back and your biceps. So push, chest, shoulder, tricep. Pull is your back and your bicep. After that, you have your legs and, of course, your core. So you want to understand what muscles you're working, and that way you can work your entire body properly. You don't want to do one thing or only work one muscle. You could be doing something for an hour a day, 5 days a week, and only hitting the same muscle. So just be mindful of those muscles. So right now we're doing a push workout, push moves, I should say. So we started with the basic push-up. Also, you don't have to, they say don't stretch a cold body. I'm sorry, don't, what is it? Yeah, don't stretch a cold body. So you warm up before you start and you stretch on the end. People like to stretch before. You just want to warm your muscles up, get your heart rate going, get your blood flowing. So you could do jumping jacks to warm up, a light jog, throw some jabs in there, things like that, just to get your blood flowing. So we did the basic push-up. That's your chest. It works your shoulders and triceps. So the next thing, we're going to use a chair, and we're going to do dips. So you're going to put your hands on the chair. I'm going to turn it sideways as well. You're going to put your hands on the chair. It's called bench dip because it's mainly done on a bench, but not everybody has a bench at home, but everybody has a chair. So just basically, you're going to go down, back up, down, back up. Let me turn it sideways. Now keep in mind when you're doing this, you don't want to go down too far. See how my arms are parallel to the floor? You don't want to be the guy to go down and put too much pressure on your shoulders. So nice, consistent, down and up. And you're going to do sets of whatever according to your fitness level is. I don't want to say, oh, you got to do 3 sets of 15. You may only could do 5. So just do 5. You have to start somewhere. So that's pretty much, bench dip is pretty much your triceps, but you also still hit your chest and your shoulders a little. Let me put this to the side. Now we're going to go into air squats. Just a basic body weight squat, no weights involved. You want to go feet. It could be parallel to your shoulders or slightly wider. If you got bad knees, you may have to point them out. So you have to adjust to what you can do and stay comfortable. So basically, you can put your hands out like that, or you can hold your hands like that, or no weight. Same thing, you want to get your legs parallel to the floor. When you're just starting out, you may only be able to do that. Just do that, that's fine too, until you get some more flexibility and you can go down a little bit lower. So pretty much the squat works the quad mainly, a little bit of calf, a little bit of hamstring. So a basic squat will take care of your legs. You can also do for your legs calf raises. You can go on one leg if you want, or you could just do 2 legs. Work on the calves. Now the problem with home workouts is usually you can't do your back efficiently. And that's why I said the iron gym. Iron gym goes over a doorpost, but as you can see, I put a pull-up bar in the house. So pull-up, I feel, is the most effective exercises for your back, a pull-up. It's your own weight, so it's tough. And there's various grips. You have a wide grip, when your hands are wide. You have an underhand grip, which your hands are facing you. And you have a neutral or parallel grip. Let's call it neutral, when your hands are side by side. So we're gonna do an overhand wide grip. And the same thing, you could do, you may only be able to do 1 or 2, but just do that and just slowly work your way up. So let's go with a pull-up. I like to start from a dead hang and work my way up. Nice and slow, full range of motion. Everything you do, you want the proper range of motion. You don't want the herky jerk trying to get more reps in. It's always quality over quantity when you're exercising. So that's a wide grip. You also have the underhand grip. I'm going to face, I'll still face this way. Underhand grip, same thing. Nice and steady, pulling your weight up. And you have a neutral grip. Your hands are side by side. Your hands are facing, your palms are facing inward. Same thing. Full range of motion. So just that quick, we went over pretty much the entire body with the exception of the core. We'll get to the core in a few minutes. So now the next thing I like to do, if you can, get some resistance bands. Let me get a sip of water. Now resistance bands are about, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks, and they come with the whole library of exercises. Now with this, if you don't have a pull-up bar, you could put this over a doorpost as well. And that way, for your back, instead of pulling your weight up, you're gonna pull the bands down, but it's the same move. So it's pretty much the same as I just said with the pull-up, but you're pulling the weight down. Now I'm only using a 10-pound, but they go up to about 30, they go up to 50 pounds. So you can do whatever you want from a pull-up. It's called a pull down. put it over your door, and get the proper resistance. Now, right now, these are actually too low. So what I would have done is wrapped it around like that, just to get the proper resistance. So some things, yeah, that's better. Some things you'll have to feel your way out as you go. And that's why it's important. You see somebody doing something that may work for them, but it may not really work for you. So you got to maneuver things and find out what works for you. The next thing for your back is called a row. Remember, the back is the pull muscles. You're pulling things into your body, whereas the chest, you're pushing things away from your body. So you have your basic row, and you're just pulling up. You want to get a good squeeze on your back. You don't want to use your arms per se. You want to imagine mind muscle connection. You want to imagine your back is pulling the weight, and you get a nice squeeze at the top. Now, the next thing with the resistance bands that's good, you can do a lot of shoulder exercises, because keep in mind that within the push-pull concept, you have a horizontal push, which is like a push-up. It's horizontal, you're pushing. So a push-up, a bench press, things like that, they're all the same. A lot of times people say, I'm gonna do something different, but it's still the same movement. So understand a vertical push, we're gonna get it, a horizontal push. Anything overhead will be a vertical push. You have a vertical pull with the pull up that we just did, and the pull down, that's a vertical pull. And I did the row, that's a horizontal pull. So understand these things. It's not that important, but it's just good to know that when you can recognize the exercises, you'll know from sight what muscle that's working. So we're gonna go back to the bands for the shoulder work. We're gonna start with the shoulder press, which works the entire shoulder. Just a basic overhead press. Let me get some slack. Once again, you can use very lightweight. This is only a 10-pound band. You're not out to impress anyone. You just want to work your muscles properly. So that's it. Simple overhead press. So whether you're using resistance bands, whether you're using weights, it's still the same movement. You're pressing the weight overhead. In this case, the weight is simply the resistance band. So from the side, it looks like this. So that's the main part of your shoulder. Now the shoulder, you have your front, your side, and your rear. So within your shoulder exercise, you can do a lot of different moves to work the shoulders properly. Now, when you put your suit jacket on, you want it to fit properly. So you have to have some nice shoulders to, to square it off properly. So we did the overhead press. You can have a forward raise. You're just raising it to the front. You can have a lateral raise. You're raising it to the side. And you can also have, I'm going to crisscross this. I want to do a reverse row to work on a rear delts, the rear part of your shoulder. So we're just going to do a fly. Just like that. So basically just doing those few moves, I worked up a sweat that quick too. So just doing those few moves, we did our chest, our shoulders, our triceps, our back, and with the biceps, I'm going to go back to the resistance band. Now understand, when you're doing any push move, which is your chest or shoulders, you're still hitting your triceps. Any pull move, you're still hitting your biceps, because that's helping the back. So I hit my biceps indirectly, but now I want to hit them directly. So we're going to go back to the resistance band. You just step on it, and you just do a basic curl. Same thing, nice, slow, smooth, steady moves going up. And you don't want to just drop the weight, or you lose that movement, what's called the eccentric, or called the negative. You want to feel the move all the way through. So that's pretty much some of your basics. Also for your legs. Now I have a bad toe. So usually a lunge is a very effective exercise. When you lunge forward and you lunge back. Lunge forward. So you may do 5 each leg, 10 each leg, but I have an orthopedic toe, so I can't go forward with my left. I can't come back up. So I do what's called a walking lunge. when I can just walk in place. I mean, I just walk forward and never have to go back on my bad toe. So like I said, I'm 49 years old. I have ailments. So some things I can do, a lot of things I can't do. So I find what I can do and just try to master and make the best out of that. Um, as far as your core, you have your basic plank according to your fitness ability, your fitness level. You could do 30 seconds, it could be 10 seconds, it may be a minute, and you'll do 3 to 4 sets of that. For the most part, everything you're gonna do, you kind of wanna do about 3 sets just to get some good quality work in and maybe rest like a minute or 90 seconds in between. You don't wanna rest too long and give the muscle too much time to get back in its original state. So you wanna work the muscle, but also you just wanna use that minute to 90 seconds to recover in between. As you see, I'm breathing hard right now because I'm doing different things without resting. And that's also considered a workout as well. If you have the ability, you can just go from one to the next. And that way I just did what's called, that could have been a circuit. I could have did an upper body, a lower body, a circuit, where you go from one exercise to the next without resting. And after you do the full circuit, then you rest for 1 minute instead of resting after each set. So there's a lot of different ways you could do things according to what you're trying to do. Now, circuit training is good because you burn a lot of calories. Like I said, I'm just doing demonstrations. Everything is light, and I'm still starting to breathe heavy because I'm not resting in between, and I'm trying to talk. So usually, if you're not talking, you would do a whole lot more because the oxygen, that's a whole other story. But whatever the case, understand how many sets you're going to do. Like I said, maybe about 3 sets would be good enough to work the muscle a couple of times a week. You don't have to do a workout every day, but you still want to attack the muscle enough times so that it grows and that it stays muscle. You don't want any flab and things like that. You want to work your whole body. Like I said, we did the core, which is a plank. You could do basic crunches. You could do basic sit-ups and things like that. And one thing that most people don't do enough of is stretch. Like I said, you don't want to stretch a cold muscle. So before you start exercising, you can do a warm-up. Even if a warm-up may be, if you're going to start with push-ups, instead of doing a full 10, just do 3. Then go back and do about 4. Okay, now you're warmed up. But you don't want to start stretching because your muscles aren't ready for a stretch, right off the bat. But at the end of the workout, you want to lengthen your muscles back, because when you're exercising, you kind of contracting your muscles. So you want to do a good stretch to lengthen the muscles back. I pretty much, for my back, I like to do a dead hang. I just hang on the bar and just lengthen my back muscles back. Or you can come on the floor and do, I think it's called the downward doggy. And you can stretch your back out and stretch your hips out. For your chest, you can put your chest on the wall and just turn it to the side like that to stretch that chest out. And of course, the legs, a simple toe touch, things like that. All the basic moves that you see. And you want to hold it for between 30 seconds into a minute. So if you're doing this, you want to hold just that one move for 30 seconds to a minute, depending on your ability. And the same thing with the toe touch. You don't want to keep bouncing. You want to find a comfortable place and just hold that stretch, and you'll feel the muscles start to return back to form, and it'll help reduce the soreness as well. So basically, you want to work your full body. Don't just do push-ups. People say, oh, push-ups is all you need. Yeah, that's all you need for those muscles. But what about the rest of your body? So you want to work your whole body according to your level, according to what equipment you have access to. We didn't even get into dumbbells and things like that, because if you're at home, you may not have that, but you can still have an effective workout. So basically, understand all the muscles that you're looking to work. Understand what's required. What's required is resistance, be it a resistance band, be it a weight, or be it your body weight. And also keep in mind, you have to sometimes make adjustments according to your body. Like I have pretty bad wrists for whatever reason. So even doing push-ups, I use push-up bars. And you use a push-up bar, it's a lot easier on my wrists. And as I mentioned with the lunge, I have a bad toe, so I make whatever adjustments I have. But you don't want to neglect an exercise because most of the basic exercises are too good for you to not do because you have an ailment. I'm not telling you to do it if you have discomfort, but just be mindful that sometimes you can just work it around, work it around a certain way that you can still do that exercise without hurting yourself. But if you feel pain or discomfort, you have to stop that exercise. Some things you can work around, some things you just can't do. So basically, I'm sorry, one other exercise that I can't show you is a burpee. Burpee is a very good exercise, but with my bad toe, if I go down, I'm not going to be able to get back up. So I'm not going to make a fool out of myself. You can Google it. Y'all pretty much already know what it is. But like I said, that's one thing that I wish I can do, or even a mountain climb. I can kind of do slightly, but not too much. That's a very good move too. When you bring your legs up like that, or just real quick.
Don't hurt that toe.
You see, I'm going gingerly, but this is called the mountain climb.
Good.
Or you can exercise like that. So all those things like that are good. And like I said, usually you kind of crunch for time. So if you could do a quick 15-minute set and just say, I'm going to do a push-up of this or that and do 3 of it real quick, take a break, then go back. But the main thing is you want to work your whole body according to your ability and according to what equipment you have access to. I hope that was helpful. If anybody has any questions, or we'll do that later. Dexter, which way are we going?
Yes, we're going to take questions later during our panel discussion. So
okay.
Eric will definitely be hanging out with us today for a moment because I had some questions, and I see you have on a Brother I Got Your Back shirt. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A little bit about that as well, because this is about empowering brothers, empowering young men. And so thank you so much for that. You cheated a little bit because you had a full gym.
But I got the bench folded up. I didn't use the treadmill. I got other things. I got a bunch of gadgets. But like I said, you'll see, even if you're at home, you may see 1 or 2 gadgets that you like that can help you. Get that gadget. But I just want to discuss the basics. I didn't want to cheat too much.
Yeah. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Once again, that is Eric Brown, CEO of Get Fit with eFitness. And we're so grateful to have you.